It was just 2 weeks from today that tornadoes blew through the campus of Union University. We have been following this story from the onset, and tonight we can tell you progress is being made. I'm Shaun Fossett at the Madison County EMA, where citizens addressed siren concerns. I'll have details. The parents we spoke with tonight believe they're being shut out of the process to decide their children's future. The message of tonight's special chapel service was unity and renewal. Well, a fire tore through this apartment building behind me shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon off of Old Hickory Boulevard. Those families that were affected have been displaced by that fire.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Shaun Fossett spent much of the day today in Henry County and brings us the story. Shaun.
Brad, the victim of the crash was a familiar face in Henry County who will be missed by many.
The plane went into a spiral and went straight down from there.
The small aircraft crashed just outside of Paris Monday morning shortly after 10 a.m. The pilot, Joel Pennington of Cottage Grove, died when his experimental lightweight aircraft went down in this field near the Yoder brothers slaughterhouse.
On arrival, deputies did find a single-engine plane, crop dusting plane, had crashed into a wooded area here off Briar Patch Lake Road.
Pennington flew aircraft for more than 40 years. Him flying his crop duster was a familiar sight in Henry County.
Was a very influential person in the community. He was very involved in the community. He was always there to assist people whenever they needed him. He was also an accomplished pilot. He flew airplanes and also helicopters.
Simon Yoder, who owns the property Pennington was spraying during the crash, saw no signs of anything going wrong as the experimental aircraft flew over his fields.
I was watching him spraying this morning, and I thought he was through, so I went on to town. And when I came back, why, I seen Elsie coming up, running up here, and I said, when the beef come out at the slaughterhouse? I couldn't understand. She said, no, the spray plane went down. And said it was back here in the woods. He said, I heard it crash.
The FAA and NTSB have not yet determined what caused Mr. Pennington's plane to crash. It's still under investigation. Shaun Fossett, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Brad, neighbors I spoke with this evening say they can't believe something like this happened so close to where they live and where their children play.
Kids are always running up down the street here, and we've never had any problems down here.
You'd never know from the outside the devastating damage this house on Dorothy Cove suffered, both physically and emotionally, for the soon-to-be tenants. Neighbors believe someone broke in, attempted to flood the home, and spray-painted racial slurs all over its walls. Residents who live in the Cove can't understand why someone would do something like this.
This is just uncalled for when you hear about the incident that happened.
Jeff Briscoe, who's lived in the house next door for over 4 years, is beginning to worry about the children who play in the neighborhood in light of the vandalism incident.
We never have any second doubt about letting our kids play and, everything. And when you start hearing about this, it kind of makes you, second thoughts about letting your kids, play out in their own yard.
Besides wondering who could have done something like this, neighbors are asking another important question. Why?
This is the 21st century. We shouldn't be living like that. And I feel like if you respect somebody else's property, they're going to respect you in return,
Jackson police are still investigating this incident, which may be treated as a hate crime. Shaun Fossett, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Hello, Kelly and Brad. It's a situation many Madison County citizens are worried about. The possibility that storm sirens in their area may not be working properly.
I don't know why the siren didn't go on the night of the tornado. I have no idea why.
Jimmy Hawks of Huntersville says tornado sirens are important when it comes to keeping citizens safe during severe weather.
I believe the sirens are an integral part of the overall system, and that they should always be maintained.
Hawks presented his analysis of Madison County's storm warning system to the Emergency Management Agency in an effort to examine the protocol used to activate sirens. One of Hawks' proposals is to use storm warnings from adjoining counties to determine if a siren should be sounded.
That they should utilize all the information they have at their disposal and not be hesitant to turn on the system to warn us.
The Madison County EMA responded by saying when the sirens were activated in Huntersville, everything seemed to be working properly. However, officials say during extreme weather, a siren not sounding is a possibility.
If there is a fact that this system did not work at the siren that he's in Huntersville area, then yes, we will be looking into it.
In response to concern from citizens, the EMA says they followed severe weather protocol during that night's storm.
As far as what we were supposed to do, we did. I personally was the one that hit the button that night, sounding the sirens.
Hawks also presented a petition from other Huntersville citizens who also claim they didn't hear a siren before the storms.
With 24 people signing on it, that was done in a 24-hour period, and with 80% of my community destroyed and people gone, I think that was a pretty credible bunch.
The Madison County EMA is currently looking into possible changes to their siren protocol and procedures to better ensure safety during future storms. Shaun Fossett, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.